How you doing? This is Mari Cruz, bringing the gap between the rich and the poor, coming from the great state of Texas. And I'm here with JJ from The Move, a project dear to me because it's from where? Where is this project, this crypto project coming from to
We
us?
are
Tell us
Texas
about it.
too. We are in Texas as well. Well, business partners in Florida, but we're we're not that far. We're about what is that? 2 hours, 2.5 hours from you.
A couple
So
of hours, yes, here in Texas, right? That's why I
the,
have
the
the flag under the ostrom on there.
I see it. I see it. You representing.
Always, man. Always representing.
Love it.
So we're gonna, I know that some people want to ask questions about, I'm gonna talk here about the rules of the house for the people that are in TikTok and everybody. That thank you for coming, everybody. I want people to ask questions to JJ, so please comment. I have under, do you see the banner, the website of the Move at move.enterprises, if you can see it. And we're going to start with a disclaimer that this is not financial advice or, so anything that we say here is for entertainment alone. So you decide what you want to do when it comes to dealing with your money or whatever. Okay. So first, tell us about how this project came to be. What does this mean? And what are you guys trying to accomplish? I think that's the number one thing that everybody wants to know when it comes to why should they invest in this project? What is project important?
Something, Marty, that you said at the very beginning was doing your own research. So we did our own research, and we just came to the conclusion that it was time for us to just do our own. We not trying to be cocky. It's just one of those where we like to go beyond the scope of what people in reality, that people think that's not a reality. Because a lot of people say, wait a minute, you create your own coin? Well, guess what? Yeah, you can do it. It's just you got to be smart about it. You got to think outside the box. And it's one of those where we try to be at least 3-4 steps ahead of especially with what's going on. So something that you said at the very beginning, though, like I said, it all comes down to doing your own research. And we got into the Doge coins, we got into Shiba, and we started doing some deep diving on those and going, okay, well, these guys, they're doing this and they're doing that. So, but to rewind that a little bit more is, me and Mike, that's he's a CEO, co-founder of the token as well. And so what we decided to do is we were going to launch our wireless. So we have a wireless company called Move Wireless, which you can go and get wireless service. But we wanted to utilize that service and say, how can people use crypto to pay for wireless service as well and be able to utilize the token? But we wanted to be able to grow the wireless and have capital instead of going to the bank and saying, obviously getting turned down by the bank, said, oh, you can't get a loan here, you can't do this and that. So we were like, okay, well, how can we control the narrative? And doing the research, and we were waiting on Dogecoin to blow up. And yeah, we got in early on Dogecoin, and at point, 2 zeros and a 2, and then it shot up. But we didn't control the narrative. It was like we still had to wait on it to shoot up, or looking at everybody else and going, oh, I now got to cash out. So the ultimate goal was, how can we utilize this as a utility and not have to cash out and still be able to utilize it? So the Move is created based on that. Just that very fact is, we don't want people to cash out. We want you to utilize it. That's the whole point of it. And so the biggest thing is that we created another token before, and everybody started cashing out. We stayed in, but everybody started cashing out. We're like, oh my gosh, like people aren't getting it. They're not understanding it. It's going way over their head. Use the token to buy the wireless. If you have a business, utilize that token in your business, just like you would use MasterCard, Visa. You got to use it. Let's start doing it and using it as property. So I know I'm going a little bit ahead of
Yeah, yeah.
a
And
lot of
actually,
things.
talking JJ about that, because somebody said here, I mentioned a comment. He said, so biggest thing for me, this is, I mean, verbatim, somebody said, is lock liquidity and supply. Can you talk about, before we go to the move and the lot liquidity and all that stuff, what is your project about? Because I want people to get excited like I am, because I never felt any like this with any project before. Tell them what you're trying to do first so they can understand why this coin is going to be huge.
This is,
And then we'll talk about the liquidity thing.
yeah, this is going to be on a whole different level. And I know, Marty, you're like, don't go in there and try to go for Bitcoin. You know me. I'm just like, I go for it all. I go for the gusto. But it's one of those where those guys aren't doing what we're doing. And I said, I don't want to be cocky. It's just we know that they're not doing what we're doing because we've done our research. And so, we used to own Verizon Wireless franchise stores, but they told us we had we can't do what they want to do. So we had to go, okay, let's do our own wireless. So then we went to Topgolf and we asked Topgolf, hey guys, can we franchise? They said no, they don't franchise anymore. So guess what? That's how we are. You know what? We're going to go to our architects. We're going to go to our general contractors. And we went there and we said, you know what? Let's just do our own brand of Topgolf, which is called the Move Golfing Experience. So in some cities around the US, you'll see that they have like areas where they have like a little city within a city. We want to build that city within a city. However, that token is going to be utilized from the golf to the restaurants to, all the entertainment. You'll be able to utilize that token in there in that space. What happens with that token? If you go to Dave and Buster's, if you got kids and you go to Chuck E. Cheese, what do you buy when you're trying to go play the games? You buy tokens.
Golden tokens, usually golden tokens.
You're buying tokens, and where can you use those tokens? Only there.
Only there, yes.
If they right now came to us and says, guys, how do you implement this into an ecosystem? Then guess what? Chuck E. Cheese, Dave and Buster's, their overhead would drop because they would make more money utilizing it. And so it's one of those where we were like, you know what? If you guys aren't going to do it, then we're going to do it, because we're going to have to be that voice to say this is how it works. If El Salvador paid off an $800 million bond in less than 2 months, what does that tell you? They're not going to talk about that stuff because they don't. The U.S. is so far behind when it comes to crypto. Nigeria's ahead. These guys are using it in an ecosystem to spend it. Miami's already doing it, but it's like nobody's catching on. Nobody's understanding that we use it into an ecosystem, even if you using it into a payroll. So we'll be able to pay our employees within the Move system to where that token is be able to use, say, hey, do you accept Visa, MasterCard, or the Move? Stop wanting to go in. And people aren't understanding that you want to cash out. That's not life-changing money. Oh, I made $1,000. Great. But what is that going to do? I want to be able to go buy.
Let's talk, JJ. How much money you think is going to go through the coin? Let's talk numbers so people can understand. And can you tell them when did the coin come out and how fast? Where's the market cap of that coin right now, so that people can understand how fast this move, and it's still, you haven't built a complex yet.
It just started. So we launched the 9th of April, just to kind of, test it, make sure everything was working. And then we went live on May 9th. And within that time frame, we started off at 3 zeros and a 1. We're at 38, 39 cents in less than within that time frame. Why did we put 22 million tokens for supply? We put 5 million tokens on Uniswap. What does that do? Supply and demand. Think about it like gas prices. Everybody starts traveling. What does the gas prices do? It shoots up because of the fact that people are utilizing it. Mm-hmm. It drops when people aren't using it, or they're keep pumping oil, so they got too much in supply. That's why you got to look at Shiba. And I mean, not to talk about Shiba too much or talk about any other ones, but when you look at that supply that they have, those guys will never hit a penny. They would have to burn off so mmany tokens. That's why we did ours at 22 million supply. Well, who else has close to 22 million in supply? Bitcoin has 21 million in supply. You already knew it was coming. You know I was going to say.
I knew you were going to go with Bitcoin.
I couldn't help myself.
I knew it, man. You cannot help yourself. I knew it.
But you got to look at that. You got to take that, Marty, and go, these guys are doing this. And when you have that less supply, what is the token going to do? We have 32 holders, and we went from 3 zeros and a 1 to 38 cents. With 32 holders? Come on. Imagine whenever that thing gets to 1,000 holders. It's going to be crazy. There's no reason why we couldn't surpass Ethereum. There's no reason why, because of the amount that we have in circulation. And it goes down to circulation. So if you guys are out there and y'all want to create tokens, it goes by, you got to be smart with it. It goes by the amount that you have, that you created and you put into circulation. And I know you're probably going to dive into why we locked it.
But before we go there, you're comparing yourself to Bitcoin, and a lot of Bitcoin massive will say, how dare you compare yourself to the Papa, the OG of the world, of the crypto space.
By all means, they created it. Thank you very much.
What would you tell them why you think that the move can get to the same point as Bitcoin?
Because we're doing it in an ecosystem that Bitcoin is not really taking advantage of. When you look at what Doge is doing, Doge could have done it. They could have done it. Although Doge has their supply would have not allowed them to go too far. But if we were able to pass Dogecoin like that, we were at 6 cents. And as soon as we had a whale, I guess a sort of whale, he dropped 17, 18 grand in. It went from 6 cents. When he dropped that 17,000 in, it shot up to 38 cents. So imagine you have 1,000 holders dropping $200-$300 at a time. That token's going to fly past $1 easy. So it goes by the supply. It goes by the supply that you put out there, or the actual amount that you put out there. So why do I think that we can surpass them? Is because of the amount of, that's one, the supply. Two, the ecosystem. We have to start utilizing this token. You can do any token this way, but you have to put it into an ecosystem that's going to work. So if any one of your listeners out there has a business and you say, hey, I accept the move, you want to accept the move. Why? Because now you're putting that token into circulation. Your value goes up because of the fact that you're utilizing it. Look at it like the US dollar. So now the US dollar is like crumbling because all of the other countries are saying what? Let's back away from the dollar. So what does that do for the dollar? Drops. Now it's toilet paper.
Yes, the supply. The supply is going down because if you guys don't know, around the world, any dollar that is spent outside of the world is called the euro dollar. Well, with the BRICS nations, Britain, Russia, India, South Africa, and China, they don't want to use our money because they're tired of the hegemony of the United States, and they want to use their own coin. So what you're saying is whatever coin has a utility and is like using a payment system in a complex like a mall or whatever, that coin will go up. So it basically, and that's what the move is going to do. And I will say to people that the people that are like ultra maxis for Bitcoin, I said, if Bitcoin without barely any utility could go to where it went, a coin with utility can do the same.
Absolutely. If Elon and Dallas Mavericks owners, if Mark Cuban would have used Dogecoin the way they were supposed to, which he still was using it to buy merchandise for the Mavericks, swag and the tickets, then Elon was accepting Bitcoin and Dogecoin for Teslas. Now he only accepts for accessories for Tesla. Because when I went to the Tesla store, I said, hey, do you guys still accept Dogecoin and they said, yeah, but it's only for accessories for your Tesla. They already have an ecosystem. They already have a point of sale system that they use for it. So it's already there. It's just not being advertised. The thing is that we have a system in place where people are going to Top Golf. If you want to get into numbers on Top Golf, you can look at one Top Golf. Those guys probably make $20 million a year. Can you imagine $20 million a year going into a crypto?
Oh my God. Well, yeah, definitely.
So we know what the move is going to do when it comes to the golf. We know that. If you've been to Top Golf, it's a 2 or 3 hour wait just to even get in there for a bay. So we're going to make sure that we have the bays that we need. We're going to have the ecosystem that's built around there when it comes to the restaurants accepting it. So when we're looking at the acreage right now, it's about 30 acres that we're looking at. And so when we buy this acreage, what's going to happen is the project, we got it locked. And once we got that project locked, we're going to update all of the holders every step that we go during that timeline. During those steps, you're going to see it in our phases. Hey, we're building, fine. We got the land. We're cutting the ribbon. Hey, we got this next. Boom. So when we get the golf going, guess what's going to feed that system every single day?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to invite Crypto Ain't Dead and King Crypto to see if you guys want to ask any questions.
Absolutely.
Let's go, guys. And let me actually post it. So I have the website, as you can see in next to us. And I got somebody here that's, okay, give me a second. How you doing, King Crypto?
Hello.
Can you hear him? Yes. So do you have any questions for JJ about the move? And let me show here the coins information. Go ahead, King J.
To be honest, I've never heard of the move. It's my first time seeing it.
Well, that's what we do in the AMA. That's what we do in the AMA. Basically, the basic premise of the move is to create a entertainment physical place. This has utility, a physical place where that coin is going to be used. So think about like a mall, wherever you live, using that token. And so here in Texas and Florida, they're going to create this strip malls with specifically with Top Golf, which is just basically a small golf place, right? Compared to a big golf, place where people are golfing, that is like, auditoriums of space. And so that they're going to take that token to actually get payments and get businesses there. So everything that is going to be in that complex or strip mall that you want to call it, mall, it's going to take that coin. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely it's a nice idea, but at the end, personally, I might not have much interest because I'm not in the United States. So I don't know whether it's
yeah, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because the principle of supply and demand applies here. So if you know that they're going to be using that coin there, anybody that buys into the coin, because it's going to get example, the coin is going to be cashed, locked for 6 months. I don't know, that might change, right? We'll talk about that. 2% reflections, which is kind of like an interest, 1% burn, 1% liquidity, 10% mass cash out. So if you live in the United States, doesn't matter. What matters is if you have this coin, by having the lockout, it says that it's not going to be a pump and dump is one thing. It's not going to be it's not a fly-by-night operation is one thing. So anybody that owns this coin, being here in the United States or not, is going to benefit from that money. But if you knew, question, King J, that there's going to be millions of dollars going through that coin, and that coin is going to go up, wouldn't you want to have that coin?
That's interesting. Is there any site or a web we can visit just to have some general information?
Yes.
To read about?
Yes. If you see it, it's going to be here, and it's look at the banner here, and you can go to the website there at move.enterprises.
Yeah, you'll see the white paper. You'll see the white paper. I'm sorry, what was the name again?
I wouldn't like to say anything about it because I have like I told, it's my first time seeing it. Might have to read to maybe believe in the project or.
Yeah, so just get more information, and I also posted the Telegram here, so you guys can ask the information to the devs. And somebody asked a question, Jay. Will it be used at Top Golf, or are you using it as a comparison? That's a good question. Will it be used at the Top Golf, or are you using it as a comparison?
We're going to be competition for Top Golf. Top Golf won't let us. So we presented this idea kind of to Top Golf to create a Top Golf token. I'm almost positive after we do the proof of concept and do it ourselves and they see it, they're going to want to copy it. And you're going to see a lot of other businesses come on board with it, trying to copy this, the point of sale systems. There's point of sale systems already out there that accept crypto. It's just not on the level where we're going to have it to where it's on the back end. So if somebody comes in and pays for our golfing with their normal debit credit card, then what's going to happen is it's going to automatically transact if they don't want to use the token. We're able to discount it, say, okay, the golf is, $45, but if you get this card, then it's $35. Well, we're going to make more money from the $35 because it's going to the crypto than at $45, but it won't matter because then we can convert that $45 to crypto anyway. So either way, it's going to happen. We just want to be able to give people the option to say, hey, you want to use your crypto? Because if you use your crypto and you already have Bitcoin and you want to pay for golf, great. So what happens is when we accept their Bitcoin or their Doge or their Ethereum or whatever into it, they say, oh, you know what? I don't have the move. Okay, you can have an option to buy it. You don't have to. If you have Ethereum or you have this and you want to reserve your booth or you want to reserve your bay for golfing, great. Reserve it with Bitcoin. Then we're just going to convert our Bitcoin to the move. You see what I mean? So we're going to pair it to make sure that it's paired the right way.
Coming in and out of it. Okay, so there's somebody, and King, I'm going to drop you to see if anybody else wants to ask questions. Thank you so much, man, and check the move. Take care, bro. The other thing is that somebody said, what are the devs wallet as well as sponsorship and backers to make? It's of course, it's kind of like a speculation of profitability for the people that buy the token, but we can't specifically say how much money you can make or not make with a coin.
Yeah, that's because you got to understand it goes off of, I mean, I'm not here to tell you to drop, oh, here, put $1 million in. That's not what this is. The thing is that I don't want you singing your shoulda, coulda, wouldas like most people were singing on their Doge and the Bitcoin when it shot up. We're giving you the avenue and showing you exactly where the supply started with Bitcoin and where our supply started with Bitcoin. That's why I mentioned those numbers. So it relies on to make sure that people are understanding before we have whales and all that stuff jumping in on this project. Because I say, if you're an investor, you're a real estate investor. We don't want you coming in on this project saying, I want to own half of the move. That's not how this works. I want you to be able to see your ROI right then and there if you're a big investor on real estate. So instead of these guys coming in saying, I want to invest in the real estate, you buy the token.
Good
you're not
question.
investing into, you're not
asking, is the supply finite?
Is the supply finance?
Finite, yes. Tell them how much is the supply.
22. There's 22 million supply, but 5 million of it is in circulation on Uniswap. That's why it's shooting up so fast.
And it's 5 million tokens in Uniswap, and you guys open a month, and it was 002, right? And it's
3 zeros and a 1. 3 zeros and a 1. 30.
So 0001 it was when they opened a month ago, right?
Yep.
And now is 38 cents, 39 cents. That's an 8.5 market cap in a month. And it's not that the complex hasn't opened yet with a top go, you know, like so somebody said, who is using it now or ready to?
They said who's already using it?
Or ready to, yes.
Any company can come in and say, hey, can we use the move? It's on them. It's just like when they're saying, hey, can my company go ahead and start using it? We would look at the company and see. I mean, again, we have to be picky on that and know what company it is. It's not like, oh, every Joe Schmo can just, say I want to use a coin. Visa and MasterCard are going to look at that as well, because we have to make sure it's a legit business. It's doing the last thing we need is attaching our name to anything that's not going to be of service to people the right way. Because if you got to look at that and say, hey, I use my move on this company that screwed people over, our name is attached to that as well. So that's really, really important. So that's why there's contracts and things in place. Whenever we say, hey, you can accept a move, we have to be careful with that. That way we put the banners and it shows we accept a move here. You will see our logo in your store, things like that. All that stuff is contractual though.
Okay, so basically right now, what was the other question? Bitcoin is finite. The move is finite. It's 22 million. It's just 1 million over Bitcoin and the tokens. So this complex that you guys are trying to close maybe next week, what else is going to be there that you can mention? What else is going to be there that you can mention so people can know how big this is going to be?
There's pickleball, which is becoming very, very popular. So there's pickleball, there's bowling, there's skating, there's a lot of different other things, but then there's also apartments. So above those shopping centers are apartments. So imagine you've been able to get an apartment and using crypto to pay for your apartment. It's already been done. Like it's already happening in Florida, that you're able to buy real estate right now with crypto. So it's not something that we're reinventing the wheel. What we're doing is we're putting that bad boy up on the stance and going, okay, let's put some spinners on it. Let's make it work. Let's make it do what it needs to do. We want to think outside the box with this thing, to where we keep that token circulating, because what's going to keep it circulating is the other businesses are going to utilize it. It's just like the banks. The banks, whenever they send out stimulus checks, they stimulate the economy. So what they do is they print all this money. The feds print all this money. They send it to the banks. Then they get the stimulus checks. Well, then you go cash that stimulus checks. You go get the money. You put it back into the businesses. You just circulate the money. If they print the money and we don't spend it, guess what happens? More inflation. That's why crypto is a
question, JJ.
Yes.
Somebody said, what will be the denominations once the tokens are sold? It's not going to be Satoshis because it's not Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's
Bitcoin. Are you going to call it something?
What, like you talking about the name of the token when it's being like, what do you mean?
The denominations of the token, like, the small denomination of a Bitcoin are Satoshis, right? Sats, right? Or you're not going to call it anything?
No, I mean, it's just like you either use the move and it's just going to go by the amount. Like, okay, well, your price is $20. Okay, well, it's just going to convert in the system. Is that what you're asking?
No, it's just people want to, what are you going to call this token? The denominations under the token, basically. I don't know. That's not.
It's the move. I mean, the token is the move.
Yeah, like it's Satoshi's Bitcoin move. I don't know, like like cents. What you call cents and a dollar, but that's Anyway,
the reason why we came up with the move is because we want you to be able to move your money however you want to. You move how you want to move. That's the whole point of the move. I want to be able to move my money however I need to without any restrictions. And that's why we call it the move.
CryptoBone is saying that 21 million is too small. Why do you say that 21 million is too small? I'm asking this guy. Give me a second. Why do you say that 21 million is too small? Think about this. They only have 5 million tokens on
Uniswap.
And they went in a month to 8.5 market cap, and you're saying that's small? If it has too many coins, it's bad. If it has not enough coins, it's bad. 21 million, under 100 million is good. Under 100 million is good. So think about this. What he's trying to say is that he's creating a place of entertainment where there's going to be a lot of money that is going to go through that system, and they're going to use that token. So whatever money that goes through that place is going to go to the token. So this is not a normal project, which is why I said to you guys that I was excited about this project, because usually the coins that are meme coins, they're not they don't have utility. They're not going to do something with it, right? So there's a physical component to the token. And then but again, you don't have to live here to own the token, because you still will actually be able to get an advantage or reward for holding that token.
Like, okay? our ultimate goal is for you to be able to use it on cruise ships as well. Like, let's say you're on a cruise.
Repeat that again, man. Repeat it again. Say what you said now.
We want to be able to get on the cruise ship and you be able to use the move in wherever country you want to. Because remember, this coin it's traded, like right now, anybody overseas can buy the move, just like you can buy any other token. So I don't want everybody thinking that, oh, this is just a project that we can only do here. We'll be able to do this in the Congo. We'll be able to do this in South America because of the fact that we're using think about it. If El Salvador is using Bitcoin, that's like saying, well, Bitcoin is only allowed in certain countries. Well, crypto is only allowed in certain countries if they open it up.
Somebody made a comment, and I'm gonna laugh, CryptoBone, because this is what he said. You cannot create a currency, so to speak, where only 21 million is in circulation. What is Bitcoin?
It's already been done. Like, we already did it.
Like it doesn't make a sense what you're saying, CryptoBone, because that's the reason why they decided to do 22 million.
So that's why I started off. That's why, Marty, that's why I started off with do your own research. Like, you have to do your own research. And we did our research. We looked at all these other tokens. We saw what they did. We ran the numbers. We retested this token so many times to make sure that it worked. We know exactly where the numbers are going to go with amount of money that we drop in. Like, we know where it's going to go. That's why you do the test. So a lot of these questions that are being asked, I really want to know how many tokens have they created. And that's not a rhetorical question. That's not me being cocky. It's me asking how many tokens have they created to where they've seen that happen. Like, if you haven't created a token, I suggest you create a token and see how it works, and you test it out and you see it for yourself. But we've already tested it. That's why we knew that it was going to go from 3 zeros and a 1 to where it's at, with just the amount of injection that was put in there for only 32 holders. I mean, we know what was going to happen. It's.
Yeah. So this guy is saying break BTC into Satoshi, do the math.
Say it again.
Listen, he said break Bitcoin into Satoshi, do the math. Listen, Bitcoin has been able to go to $68,000, and it doesn't have any utility but as a payment system, right? And only 4% of people in the world are using crypto. That means out of 7 billion people, the majority of people are not using crypto.
Right.
And we got to a point where the market cap on the whole crypto space was $3 trillion.
3 trillion, yeah.
The majority right now is we're over a little bit over $1 trillion. Bitcoin has the most amount of money because it's the most known. So it's the same and I'm going to compare it, and I don't know if you have done this, but I'm going to compare it not to Bitcoin. I'm going to compare it to XRP. Okay. Why I'm saying XRP? Because XRP right now is what? Just 40 something cents or whatever. I haven't checked today. XRP is going to deal with a very, very big problem, which is cross-border payments.
Yep.
Right now, the market cap is not that big, but the more money that goes into that system, to that blockchain technology, the more that coin is going to go up. And this is the same concept with the move.
Same thing. Same exact thing. See, the research you did is the same research that we did. And so when you look at that, I mean, we've looked at so many numbers. That's why we kind of held back on saying, okay, we need to lock this token up because we need to be able to protect any big whales or investors that come in that want to invest into a project. And the reason why I'm using that word investment into the project, they're investing into the project and the real estate. So we tell them to buy the token because I don't want everybody thinking this is a security. This is still property. So they're buying that property, but they're looking at it to where they see their ROI from the token. So they don't have to come asking us questions of, where are you guys at? Just look at the token and see exactly where you're at. It calculates it for you. That way you know what's your ROI. So I get the questions and why we did this and why we did that, but you'll get a better understanding if you created a token. I'm telling you, it's a different ball game.
Well, yeah, because that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm just looking at all kinds of stuff that I didn't think about as somebody that's about to create on my own token. Like, how much taxes do you charge?
Yes,
how much do you burn? How
it's
much
different
do
on
you
this side.
for different areas?
It looks completely different on this side from what everybody else sees. It's like you go into a wireless store and says, I wouldn't do my wireless store that way. And then you open up a wireless store and it's like, dang, I didn't know it required all of that just to get a wireless store. Oh, you got to have the phones and you got to know this, you got to have this and that. It's not like just boom. You got to know all of this stuff, from your white paper to your percentages to your burn to reflections. All that stuff has to be calculated. And you have to know the sweet spot to start your token off at, and especially on the amount. When you look at SafeMoon started off with all of those zeros. You came out with version 2. What did they do? They started off with the lower amount in circulation because they knew they messed up the first time. You have to start off at a sweet spot, and that sweet spot is 100 million or less. Our sweet spot was looking at Bitcoin saying, oh, they did 21. Okay, we're going to do 22. And then we ran the test. We saw what it did. And we were like, oh, my gosh. And it shot up. It did exactly what we're not surprised that it went to 38 cents. We knew it was going to do that. We knew that.
Wow. Well, you know what? I think, just do your research, guys, is the main thing I want you guys to understand.
Absolutely.
Again, I've been looking at, I'm seeing it from both sides as a person that has been in the crypto space as a trader. And most of the coins that I'm seeing, like Pepe, I put money in Pepe, they don't have any type of utility. It's just a meme coin, an entertainment meme coin. But this here, for me, has merit and it makes sense. Okay. So if you guys are not interested in the project, great. If you are, great. Ultimately, don't say that I didn't tell you about this project.
Right.
When this project becomes big, if you didn't get in, it's not my fault that you didn't get in.
I mean, and like you said, Marty, you said something important. It's not for everybody. If you're wanting to get in, if you're so used to buying meme coins, or you're so used to, it's like, I need to make a quick buck, it's not going to be for you, because this is going to be on a different level where you want to make $1,000. It's probably not the coin for you, because that $1,000, you're going to be watching that $20,000-$30,000 go up, and you're ready to pull it out already. Again, this is way different. You're going to want to be holding the tokens, because as people are buying the token while they're playing golf or bowling and all that, it's going to continue to keep going up, because what are we doing? We're growing that market cap. We're growing it. Like, we're just going to keep growing that market cap. As everybody is buying, the market cap is growing. That's what's happening. That's also why we did the 10% per day, because what happens is 10% cashes out. Guess what? Market cap goes up, because we got more going in than is going out. You have to balance that out. It's checks and balance. We ran those numbers on that. That's important. That's very, very important. You got to have the balances. So again, if you're not into financial, again, this is not financial advice. It's just one of those where we ran the numbers. We've seen it. We've seen it happen. It's already happened. Like it went from 3 zeros and a 1 to, I can say that so many times. It went from 3 zeros and a 1 to 38 cents. And I think it baffles me. It baffles me, Marty, that I'm one of the co-founders, right? I'm right here. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody from Pepe. I haven't talked to anybody from Bitcoin. But people are blindly going in and I'm going to buy it, right? I haven't talked to anybody from them, but we're here. We're right here. Like, we're not going anywhere, because what we don't want to do is cash out the token, because we're going to go into leveraging. We want to leverage to go and do other things, because you can leverage property. If you have a house, it's property. You can leverage it. There's places that are leveraging crypto. There's places where you can buy.
Explain more about the other thing that you're thinking of doing with rent to own.
Yes.
Houses and using the move for paying your rent. Like,
So
again, you can do so many things in the crypto space that are not they're not doing with cash.
It's crazy. I mean, because the thing is, when cash goes away, all these people are holding their cash, and it's going to go away. People don't get it, but so what we want to do is so people can people always want to say, all right, I want to get a house. This is why we say real estate. We want to take that. We want to go and make sure that we have real estate for people to be able to get their house, but we want to start them off an apartment. So how many people on the call say, man, I'm trying to fix my credit, I'm trying to do this? You know what? Forget the credit system, because there's some countries that have gone away from the credit system and they go by how much crypto you have. So we want to go to a system where it's internally, where we call it as we move as one. So what happens is you have an apartment, you're paying for that apartment with the crypto. You build up your crypto so much, now it's time to buy a house. Guess where you're buying that house from? Places that accept the move or other cryptos. So now we already have the plan to where we have the real estate where you're able to get a house using the crypto. Well, there goes Fannie Mae, there goes all the rest of them, to where guess what? You got your house without credit, without going through, oh, I need to get to the bank. And you already know it's instantaneous. Sign the contract, let's go. 24 hours later, you're in your house. Or you're getting it built because you're using crypto. What happens is that in that ecosystem, we want to make sure we got the contractors, that we have all of the people on board. Right now, our architect is already accepting crypto for the work that he's doing for us. That's where it's going. When our architect figured it out and saw that the money that we paid him, he says, dude, I'd rather get paid in crypto now, because of the fact that he saw it fly up so fast that he was like, oh, just give me the crypto. Just give me the move. So for him to do the drawings, it cost a certain amount of money. And he was like, all right, give me half and then pay me the rest. He saw it fly up. He was like, you know what? Just do it all in crypto, because now he saw it for himself. It's going to be one of those where show me. So a lot of people are visual. I mean, that's just what it is. When you create your own crypto or you see the process being done, now we can talk, because it's one of those where I can go, now you get it. A lot of people don't understand that traditional banking, people are so focused on traditional banking, but they're still saying, oh, I know crypto. If you're still don't understand traditional banking, then you truly don't understand crypto. And nobody in this world completely understands crypto. Even we don't. We don't know everything about crypto. We know what we know, because it just keeps evolving more and more. We run from people that say, I know everything about crypto. No, I'm running away, because nobody does. It's so much.
Let me say what Crypto Bone is saying. He said 21 million in strip malls, and rent is too small a universe. I'm not hating, great concept. But remember, it's not only for the strip mall. No. It's not only a strip mall thing. He mentioned cruises and other things that they want to do. So
we have to partner with these companies. We have to go build partnerships with those cruises. We have to go and talk to these. We have to talk to these places, just like Visa and MasterCard had to go and build relationships with all these companies to accept. Because why do you think some places don't accept Discover or MasterCard? Like there's
American Express.
They don't American Express. Not everybody accepts American Express because their fees are so high. So you got to look at that. Not everybody's going to accept Ethereum, because Ethereum, the network is the fees are high. So you got to understand that. So it's like, everybody's like, well, it's not going to be the strip mall. I get what you're saying. I promise I do. But you got to listen to what I'm saying, is that it's not only that. We have to build an ecosystem. A lot of these places are not going to accept it until we show them the money and how it works. We have to do it ourselves. That way, even with y'all, even with anybody else that's on this call, they're going to have to be, they're one of those where I got to see it. Show me. But the last thing that you want to do is go, oh, show me. And now the coin is up. Dang it. Marty told me I should have got in. Now you're saying you should have, could have, would have.
Yeah. So, and you know what? I'm going to tell you from the business perspective, because I'm a business owner and already I've been taking crypto. I also take PayPal, but every time I take PayPal or Cash App or anything else, they charge me fees.
Yep.
When I take crypto, the fees are minimal. So as business, and you're seeking also businesses. That's another thing that you need to like hammer down on, that you're seeking businesses more than just individual retailers.
Right. Right.
That's
We talked to
why
CC's. We talked to
it's gonna
CC's
be more
Pizza.
money.
Yeah. So we've talked to CC's Pizza already. We talked to some other companies, and they don't get it yet. They really aren't. They're not understanding. CC's Pizza kind of understood a little bit because of the guy, but when I talked to the the CFO, here he lives in Dallas. Actually, he lives in where I live in Frisco, and they're still stuck in traditional banking. It's going to take a little bit for them to wake up and realize it. Just like you said, that number 4% that are in the crypto space, it's true. It's very true. And it might be less than that just because people don't get it. You know, they may have gotten screwed on the FTX thing and they saw that on the news and now they're like, oh, I'm not doing that. I mean, of course they're going to tell you all the bad stuff because they're coming out with their own stuff. Like
somebody has a really good question. Somebody said, would you implement like a card? Actually, would be good.
Say it again.
Would you implement a card? A card.
A Visa? You talking about like a Visa or a MasterCard? Because when you're doing
that is for the move, yeah.
We talked about it. We still got to. We're going to have to definitely work with the SEC on that because that's when big regulations start coming in. Because now you're moving to that security space. You're riding that gray area when you do that. It's when we become centralized that I can see doing that because we're gonna have to play ball with the SEC. There's no way around that. But we talked about it. I don't want to give the other thing away that we're doing because again, it's a way that we're gonna make sure that everybody has access to be able to utilize a pay. Just say it's like a payment card, but it's within. It doesn't have Visa or MasterCard on there. It's just like when you go to Chuck E. Cheese and you get a card to play the games. All you do is tap it because it has that RFID chip in there. So when you tap to go play the games at Dave and Buster's or like that, when you tap it, guess what? You already paid for the token already when you get there. So we have the kiosks. I'm not trying to give too much away, but we're already going to implement the kiosk where you buy the card to where it could be used at the bowling, at the golf, at the restaurants. So guess what? These people that have those apartments, they can even utilize that. But Disney already has that technology. We're not reinventing the wheel. Like literally Disney has the technology where you can literally go have your card or have your magic band, get into the park, have your food, your room key, everything's on that card, even on the wristband. So again, it's not, we know the technology. We have the guys that do the technology. We even have the guys that are helping us do the golf. They've already built stuff for Tiger Woods. So we're not just going to anybody fly by night that just, we're just going to do a golf. No, we had to talk to the right people.
I don't know why he's like, CryptoBone is like so focused on the 21 million. Because you're not going to only take, you told that you're not only going to take the move, you're going to take other coins and you're going to turn it into the move. Because people, listen, what you need to understand is that you don't need that many millions when a lot of people are just going to be holding their coins. They don't want to let them go. Because if I'm going to get 2% reflections, right? He said a black movie generates 21 million in a weekend.
Say it again.
A black movie generates 21 million in a weekend. How much money is going to go through this complex of 300 something acres where the move is going to be? Because I think still people are not understanding what we're trying to say about the move and how much money is going to go through there.
Imagine. You can go and look at the numbers for Topgolf yourself. You can pull up Topgolf and what they make in a year. It cost about 18 to 20 million close to 25 million to open up a Topgolf, and these guys are making their money back in a year. So we know the numbers. We see the numbers. You can go online and see the numbers yourself. We know that implementing that much money into crypto, and these guys are doing it with normal fiat at 20 million. That and crypto is going to be billions. It's not millions at that point, because you're talking 100 to 1, maybe even 1,000 to 1 to their fiat.
Yeah,
but
actually, another guy said, so will they be venturing into other sports after they successfully win in the golf industry? Would you be venturing into other sports after you successfully win in the golf industry?
Yes, because there's other things. Because you got to think inside the golf, it has the simulations. Pickleball is going to be next, because pickleball is actually going to be there. You've got the skating, because again, it's about how you move. Everything is based around how you move, whether you dance, whether you bowl, pickleball. The complex is more of how you move. You move how you want to move. If you want virtual reality, guess what? You move. That's how you move. That's why we also have our cell phone service. Cell phone's already there.
Oh, talk about the cell phone service that you want to do, because it's gonna be kind of like owning a cell phone, and you get like coins for.
Well, Move Wireless is already active. You can go to movewireless.com right now, and it's already active. So we lease Verizon's towers. So we own the wireless company. It's our company. We just lease Verizon's towers. That's already active. So we've already knocked things off on our list that, again, you can go buy a cell phone right now, and as long as it's active, you can use it on Verizon towers. Guess what? You can have our service. And the crazy thing is, we can drop our plans down to $20 a month if we wanted to. Why? Because we're going to make more money from the $20 then, and we'll send you a SIM card. So we know how we want to implement the service. Now, Move Wireless was linked to another token, so we gotta remove that one and put the Move on there, because that token, again, we didn't put those restrictions, and it was on the Binance Smart Chain. We had to move away from Binance Smart Chain because of that. We know Ethereum is higher, but Ethereum is more accepted than Binance, and it's harder to buy Binance because in Texas we can't even buy Binance.
Projects are in Ethereum, even though they have high gas fees. They have a lot of projects.
There's a lot of projects there, so we had to move that way. That was not intentional, but we had to move that way in order to make this project work, because you can go to a Bitcoin ATM.
Exactly. So I'm trying to, again, it's just there's a lot of parts of this. It's just not only one part. It's a lot of parts on the project. And let me see here. I'm trying to put
it's so much to cover, Marty, in like so little time, because it's so much that everybody's so used to meme coins, and they're probably not used to, I got somebody on here that has a project that can be utilized, and not just, I got to hold on to these tokens for 6 months. There's a reason why we did that, because we want to protect everybody's tokens. Like, this is not a pump and dump. I saw that in one of the comments on somebody else's, and I'm like, how is it a pump and dump when we locked it for 6 months? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm confused by that comment.
Yeah, a question. Did you talk to the guys? Are you guys gonna give any coins to anybody here? Because I'm trying to get people to move into that 10K likes, and you guys are very, very slow today. Did you talk to them or not?
Yeah, I mean, so what we're gonna do, and I think what we want to be able to do is be able to do a raffle, and that's gonna be on your call. Obviously, it wouldn't be 10,000 tokens, because that's quite a bit of money right now. But what we want to do is make sure that everybody understands how to go get a token. If you guys already know how to get to Uniswap, how to download the token in MetaMask, we use MetaMask more than we do Trust Wallet. But and if you guys already know how to do that, and you know how to buy the token already, great. If you don't know how to do that and you're new to the game, which I'm sure a lot of your people that follow you are not new to the game, they're still trying to learn, you can go on our website, and Marty, you have the video that shows you how to buy the Move as well. We're on our Telegram and on some other things, and then we're going to be running that with you, Marty, on a few promotions for the Move. So we will definitely post that. So let's roundtable that one, because I want to run this promotion the right. Well, I want not promotion, but this raffle the right way, because I don't want it to be like a lottery where you have to buy the token to get in part of it. We're not doing that. It's one of those where if you're a heavy follower of Madi and she chooses you, then I'm sure we can give you a token of our appreciation. If that makes sense.
I like that, actually. It's okay, appreciation. And guys, I'm actually like we are right now at 55 minutes. So I am waiting. You need an NFT for the spaceman. Somebody is telling you what they need, what they want to get. They want an NFT for the spaceman. You see, my audience tells me what they want, so they're telling you.
I love it.
NFT. If you don't know how to create an NFT, I know how to create an NFT. Guys, we need to get to 10,000 likes before I go in.
How many I can't see the likes, so I'm not on TikTok. So what?
No. Listen, CryptoBone. First of all, they're doing a competition against Top Golf. Is one thing. It's not Top Golf that is doing that. And remember, the move is not 0.0000001. It's actually 38 cents right now. The move is already have been sold. It has an 8.5 market cap.
Tell them don't look at the Binance Smart Chain. Remember, Marty. Oh, go ahead.
Well, only with 5 million coins, is it? And you haven't sold all of them, right? You haven't sold all the 5 million that is in Uniswap, right?
Because
how much you sold? Tell them how much you sold.
So there's 5 million on Uniswap. So whenever you create a token, you have to use some in the dev to hold back. And you have to be able to utilize those tokens for other exchanges. So when we take from the dev, we say, all right, now we're going to drop 2 million on Bitmart. Now we're going to drop 2 million in Coinbase. That's what you use the dev wallet for. People think that people just cash out of the dev, and no, those tokens have to be utilized for other exchanges to where we'll put those on. So if we want to drop 2 million onto a Bitcoin ATM, we can do that. So that's, again, when you're on this side of it and creating it, it's a different ball game on this side. It's not the things that everybody thinks that, oh, we got all 22 million in circulation. No, that's the supply, but that's not what's in circulation. 5 million is in circulation. So actually we have less in circulation than Bitcoin. That's why you see it shooting up.
Yeah, because you're basically right now, and only that, there is locked too. For 6 months, so whoever buys cannot sell until October 22nd.
Right.
That's the other thing. So you can only buy, you can't sell.
Right. And the liquidity pool is locked until for 2 years anyway. Which again, we're not touching that either. Everything that we're gonna do is all like leverage based and project based. You know, I mean, we could do this 20, 30 times over, because how many tokens are being created every day? There's probably 30 tokens that just got created in the second that I said it. So it's, it could be, you're basically creating money. It sounds so bad, but it's what it is. You're creating your own
money. Like when I told you, when I started understanding what I'm doing, because I'm going to have my token, I already did a test, that you can create money out of nothing.
Yes.
Just like the federal government is doing.
They're doing the same thing. They're literally doing the same thing. So when I tell people, they go, well, why did you start? Just like the crypto guy was saying, well, why you got so many and less in circulation? We've already did the calculations. We know the numbers already. It's already been done. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, we just did one more million more than Bitcoin. We know where the token's going to go. All we got to do is get close to we can get maybe 2% of Bitcoin holders. Do you understand where that token's going to be? Oh my God, it's going to be insane.
And then when I haven't talked about businesses that you're talking that they're going to put money in the coin, hedge funds, all kinds of other things that you guys are working for. So once all those things come in, again, it's supply and demand. The principle is supply and demand.
Yes, it is. I mean, and our hedge fund guys, they know it. Our hedge fund guys, our hedge fund guys, they understand it. You know what I mean? They know where it's going to go. We don't want them having equity or into our company itself. We don't want to give them. We don't want to give up that equity spot. So what we do, and you can do the same thing with your company. Like I said, if you go to Shark Tank right now, Shark says, I want 30% of your company. No, you can take that 30% and you can put that 30% in the token. That's what you can do. Now you've got equity in the company, because as the token goes up, your profits go up. That's how you got to look at it. But what is that going to do? What are you selling that's going to make it shoot that market cap up? That's what matters in a utility. That's what I said. When you're doing a meme coin, you're just hoping that, oh, I get out in time. With this, you hoping you keep more in.
Exactly. But I like, like, again, with everything that I've been in on trading, Pepe and Bob and whatever you want to name it, right? Monkeys or whatever. Everything is just buy in and get out. And that's why these coins go up and they go down. They're pump and dumps. This is not that. So
we're in between. Right? Yeah, we're in between decentralized and centralized. Basically, it's like DeFi, and it's like coming together. Basically,
I'm waiting for this, guys. If you guys know me, I'm very, very stubborn. I will not do what I need to do unless you guys get me to where I want to go. Seriously, nobody wants money. I mean, nobody cares. I'm going to give 2 people $50 of USDT, and I'm waiting for you guys to go to 10,000, and we're almost there. Okay, so start moving this thing, guys, and share the live, because the point is engagement, and I can see who is engaged and who is not, and those are the people that I'm going to choose to engage people, and I've been telling you that for like the last hour. So let's go.
I mean, we want the questions. That's the thing that surprises me. That really surprises me, that, when you have questions about a token, or you want to know if it's a real project, and then the questions kind of go, well, we got somebody real right here, so I don't know what to ask. I'm confused. I'm really confused. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, so we talk about the mission of the coin. We talk about the plans of the coin and the partnerships that you're hoping to, that you're actually talking to a lot of people right now, including, you mentioned Cici's Pizza. You're dealing with a place in Dallas here, a big area where there's 300 something acres, where there's going to be other things, including apartments and stuff. We're talking about maybe having something in Florida. You didn't mention that. We're talking about, partnerships with other types of businesses, cruises, and all this stuff. Somebody said this. Was researching the project is interesting for sure. It's interesting for sure. Thank you for providing value. I really appreciate that. Again, we're trying to just spread information. If you guys want to do pump and dumps, again, this is not the project for you. But if you want something that is going to be around, and you want to actually support businesses in the United States, you're United States, you're American like me. I know there's a lot of people here that are not from the United States. I'm not saying that we don't want you in the project. We want everybody. But what I'm saying is, this is a good project made in Texas, right? And so that's another thing why I wanted to have JJ here. We're almost there, guys, to that point that I want to get. Let's go. We need 10,000 likes, and you're almost there. So I can start raffling the $50. It's $250. And I don't know. I'll everything that's always big in Texas. Definitely, man. Go big or go home. We're very, very, very serious about.
Whenever you do that raffle, I tell you what. This is what I'm gonna do for you. Whenever you raffle that $50, then I'll do $100 worth of the move.
You hear that, guys? So he's gonna give $100 to somebody of the move. So let's go, guys. Share and engage. Share and engage.
But that's what you could see. That's the thing. That's why it's different, because when you own the token, you have those promotional dollars in the dev wallet to do those promotions like that. You got to. It's different on this side. It really is different on this side. Like it's not what you think until you actually create a coin. A lot of those questions that you have, it gets answered when you actually done a token. You understand why there's a lock. You understand why we did 10%. Because when you own the token, your mindset is, how do I protect the token? How do I protect the holders? It's not to, oh, we're going to lock up your money so we can take it all. That's not, that's happened before from us. It wasn't us that took the money. It was other people. And it was like, oh my gosh, these people didn't get it. So you look at all of these meme coins and you worry and you go and you start looking at the wallets going, oh, well, I don't know about this one because it's got a lock on it. That's protecting you. That's what it is. It's protecting you, you know, and the reflections are just insane. 2%. And whenever the golf opens and it's feeding it, do you understand? Oh man, it's crazy.
Explain a little bit more on that while we get to the 10,000 likes here. Explain the reflections, because I think, you know, the tokenomics of the coin is very important. But talk about the reflection, the burn, and the liquidity in that order.
So obviously we already talked about the 6 month lock and why. That 6 month, I'm gonna go down the line as you have it posted. So the reason why that lock is important, we only got it locked on Uniswap. The minute it goes centralized to like Bitmart or Coinbase, that lock doesn't apply to anybody that buys on those sites. That's only going from decentralized. The 2% reflections, anybody that purchases or sells, there's fees that are involved. When those fees come out, you as a holder, as long as you're holding the token, you're getting those reflections. So imagine you have Bank of America, and it's not a shout out to Bank of America, it's just using your name. But let's say you have Bank of America and you have a savings or a banking account with them.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine people coming in and opening up and then transacting, or loans and all that stuff going in and out, right? You as somebody that has a bank account there are getting benefits from that happening. Well, Bank of America doesn't do that. So you're getting reflections 2% back on every single transaction, whether they buy or sell. That's insane. That means you're getting tokens back into your wallet. So all of a sudden you're going to look back up and go, man, I got an extra 100 tokens in my wallet. How? Because it's reflections. That's what you're getting back.
We got to the 10,000. We got to the 10,000, and I chose the two people for the USDT. I chose Bone and I chose Hell. So message me your USDT ERC20 address, and you're gonna. He said that he's gonna give $100.
I need their. I would need. We could talk about that. I would just need their wallet. You would have to send me their. They would have to create their Move wallet and MetaMask, and then I can just send them $100 worth of tokens each. And MetaMask.
It's still here, and now so we're gonna get. So we got already Bone and Hell. Message me your USDT ERC20 address, and we still have to raffle the $100 of the Move. So I want to get to 15,000 likes before we do that. I'm gonna make you work, guys. I'm not. So Bone and Hell contact me, and then I'm trying to choose another person that's gonna get $100 of the Move. Gotcha. And of course, again, it's engagement. I still have one person that I need to pick. So let's go to 15,000 likes. Let's move. Let's move it.
Let's move.
Let's move.
You couldn't help yourself.
Move.
That's why we did the name. Right there. That's exactly the reason why we did the name, because you find yourself saying that so often. Let's move, y'all. Oh, wait. It's gonna be in your vocabulary a lot. So let's go back to the list. So 1% burn.
Look at what somebody said, man. Somebody said, take my 50 USD to Move. He doesn't want the USDT. He wants the Move.
You see how that transpires?
Well, let's do that. Listen. Then send me you still have to send me the ERC20 address anyway. Ethereum ERC20. I'll change your 50 USDT to the Move, but I need then to choose somebody else for the other 50 USDT, and I still need to choose somebody else for the other 50 USDT 50 Move. Okay, let's go to 15K so I can choose two other people. Listen, guys, you can listen. Hello, okay, Hell. So it's still ERC20 anyway, because the Move is on the Ethereum blockchain.
It's on Ethereum blockchain. Yep.
So contact me. You still need to send me the ERC20 thing. So we got two more people, and so let's go to 15K. Let's go, guys. Move.
Let's move.
Because it's 11 o'clock, and I'm in Texas, And I'm not gonna be here forever. I'm not gonna be here forever, so you need to move literally. And I mean on purpose. Like
I
really,
love it.
really, really, really move it, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
So let's go back to that, Marty. So on the 1% burn, every transaction that happens, there's 1% that's burned, whether they buy or sell. So 1% burn of the token. So of that 22, or I'm sorry, of that 22 that's in supply, you'll see that number start to drop as 1% burns out of the transaction. So it depends on, it could be fractional. It depends on how much they buy. If you buy a lot, then 1% of that transaction fee will be burned. 1% liquidity. Obviously, that goes back to the liquidity pool that we have. That is also for future projects, so where we can go and buy more land. We use that liquidity to buy property, to get homes. That's the stuff that is important, because you got to be able to. We got to be able to build these projects in order for you to spend your tokens. If that makes sense, you got to have these utilities so you can utilize those tokens. If I want to go on a cruise and I got something that's planned with this cruise ship, I want to be able to use my tokens on that cruise without having to cash them out. So that's key. And of course, you got the 10% max cash out per day. That's only pertaining to decentralized and Uniswap. So anytime that you want to cash out, if we go to Bitmart, obviously it's centralized. Coinbase, it's centralized. You can cash out all of it. The biggest thing right now is that everybody right now has an advantage to go in there and get as much as you want, because when that 10% cash out hits and everybody's buying and they cash out 100%, you should be fine because you're coming in at the very beginning of this. So that's the key to this.
That's the advantage, guys. We're almost to 15,000. Keep going. Keep going, guys.
Hey, no more questions in there? There's got to be some more questions there. Like, there's got to be questions.
What about staking? I wanted you to see if you guys are gonna do staking because, or at least a way to borrow against your own coins so that you don't sell them.
Yeah. So the leveraging is going to happen if you have a business. Our hedge fund is willing to have you send your tokens to us. We leverage those up to 50%. So we would give you up to 50%. So if you got $1 million and you need 500K, we need to see your business plan. We need to see what you're going to utilize it for. The advantage that you have and we have is the fact that we're already holding your token. So it's going to be worth more than what you have. So let's say if you default on it, which you shouldn't, but you default on it, well, it doesn't matter because we still hold the tokens. It's just like we have your house. When you put your house up for like a HELOC, they got your house now. So I got the title technically. So I got your property. We want you to take that 500,000, go build something, go do something. Now, if you're building a house, obviously you need to be able to pay that back, pay that 500K back. Mm-hmm. But if it's our house, it don't matter, because then technically what you're doing is taking your tokens and then buying that house. You're taking property for property. Mm-hmm. It's just like old school barter. You have a chicken, I have a pig. Hey, let's figure out how we can barter. It's the same freaking thing. It really is. It's just a barter system. It's instantaneous. You don't have to wait for $500,000. It's instantaneous. Like you don't have to go get approval from the bank. The only reason why you got to get approval from the bank, because they know that they're gonna lose that money, so they have to make you wait so they can make more money on it before you take it out of the bank. That's all it is. They got to be able to cover all their losses and see, crap, we got all these loans out. Can we do this 500,000? Let me balance our books. Let's see. Crypto is instantaneous.
Okay, we got to the 15K, guys. Thank you so much. So now I chose Ange for getting $50 at the move. And then I got Jay for the USDT, and we got everybody. Everybody has to send me an ERC20 address, okay? Because it's still on the same ecosystem. So everybody got, thank you, Jay. Thank you, Angie. Let me go back here. Yeah, Ange, A-N-G-E. And so Ange, Jay, Hell, and what was the other guy? And Bone, Crypto Bone, were the 4 people that won, so ERC20 address. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And go into move.enterprises, and the Telegram is there, and you can get into the Telegram and you can ask questions to the guys about anything that will answer your questions. So take advantage of that. Hey, Pastor Jesse, you missed it. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, need a move shirt so I can promote it. Somebody wants shirts too. You see that? They're asking. They're telling you what they want.
We have swag. We have swag coming. Trust me. We have. So the
He has
swag, you'll be able to
coming too.
you'll be able to utilize your tokens to buy our swag as well. So that's coming.
Well, I'm excited for you guys, for everybody that won. Just contact me so I can send you that. And then I can send him the stuff so that you guys can, the two people that got the $50 for the move, which was Hell and Ange, and then everybody else was USDT. Go check out Move.Enterprises and come tomorrow for another AMA that I have at 6 a.m. I'm going to be waking really, really early, and I'm going to do another raffle at that time for another coin. But I'm going to keep working with these guys because I like these guys, and I'm really, really invested in this project. Okay, guys? So say bye to Jay, everybody.
Thank y'all so much for having me. I appreciate it, Monty.
Thank you so much, man.
We keep it moving.
Ain't said, dope project. Excited to see what comes. We'll see you later, man.
Thank y'all.
Trouble. Take care, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.